Ever wonder how much mortgage rates dropping will increase your purchase power? Let's look into it today. Before we get started, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified on every video that I upload. So let's take a look at some information. We have pulled up here the Fred website, which is a great point of truth for anything economic related. I use it to show mortgage rates today, which we're showing 6.79%. So let's start there, and we're just going to round up and say, okay, let's assume a rate of 7%, and then it'll drop to 6%, and then it'll drop to 5%. What is that actually going to do to our buying power? So we're going to look at this presentation here to start. First of all, we have this column all the way over to the left. Let me de-highlight these so it makes a little more sense, easier to look at. We're going to assume that you're looking at a $400,000 purchase price with a rate of 7%, 30-year term, and let's assume you're putting 20% down. Okay, so you have a loan amount of $320 in this scenario. Cash to close, this is going to cover your down payment and your closing costs. Just an estimate, just for the purposes of this video. Let's just assume that you have the money for closing, that you're more worried about the monthly payment. So in this case, you're going to have a monthly payment around $27.10. Great. Now you're going to say, okay, rates are going to drop by 1%. How much more house can I buy? Well, in that case, if you want to keep that same payment, roughly the same, then you could buy a home with a 6% rate that's $35,000 more. So weigh that against when you think rates will actually drop. What's your need for a home? And can you wait that long for rates to drop for the home that you want? And then you want to take it a step further and say, I think rates are going to drop even faster and lower. So we're going to go to 5%, still keeping that payment roughly the same. You can go up to a purchase price of $475. So you can see it gets slightly exponentially better the lower the rate gets. So instead of just being capped at a $400,000 purchase price with a 2% drop in interest rates, this potential buyer could go up to a purchase price of $475. Now keep in mind also that when rates drop, you're not the only one that's going to be excited and go back to the market. Let's look at this article on Realtor.com right here, where they reference that every 1% drop in mortgage rates, there are 5 million more households that qualify for home ownership. Well, let's apply that to Vermont, right? So I live and work in Vermont, and I'm licensed here. I'm also licensed in New Hampshire and Florida, but most of my business is in Vermont. So we're going to focus on that. For this website, we have a 0.19% population share compared to the rest of the U.S. So if we apply that to these 5 million households that are going to enter the market, that means 9,500 more buyers in Vermont, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, especially when you consider Chittenden County alone, right? So that's our most populated county. It's where the majority of people are searching. If there are 9,500 more people searching, well, right now there are only 336 listings, period, in Chittenden County. So now those 336 people, their houses have 9,500 more people looking to buy them. What do you think that's going to do to the prices? More than likely, they're going to go up, simple supply and demand. So let's throw another scenario in here where we say that the price of whatever home you're looking at is going to go up simply 10%. Let's just use that as an example. And that's going to add this in over here. Well, now this $475,000 home that had a rate of 5%, now that home costs you $522,500. That's 10% higher than the $475. So not only is your monthly payment going up by $260 or so, but your cash to close is also going up another 10 grand compared to this other scenario. So again, make sure that you keep this in mind as you continue your search. If anyone ever wants to chat, please reach out to me, and I hope you have a great day.